Sometimes, the most valuable things are not found in luxury showrooms. They are hidden in piles of scrap. Sometimes, the world throws something away, only for someone else to turn it into history. And today's story is about one such discovery. A discovery that people laughed at, ignored, and called completely impossible. But that same abandoned object later shocked everyone. This is the story of Lily, a girl who has the rare ability to see new life, even in things the world considers useless. Where most people see rust, Lily sees potential. Where most people give up, Lily begins. One day, Lily visited an old junkyard located on the outskirts of the city. The place looked like a scene from a forgotten movie. Broken vehicles were scattered everywhere. Old cars covered in dust, rusted trucks, damaged scooters. Every object there had clearly suffered the effects of time. A thick layer of dust covered the ground. Whenever the wind blew, loose metal sheets clanged against each other, creating an eerie sound that echoed through the empty space. It felt as if time itself had stopped in that place, as if every machine lying there had an unfinished story. Every vehicle had once been someone's dream, someone's necessity, someone's pride, but now they had all been forgotten. Lily slowly walked through the junkyard, observing every broken vehicle carefully, as if she was trying to read the stories hidden inside them. Then suddenly, her eyes stopped at a motorcycle lying in the far corner. That motorcycle looked different from all the other scrap around it. More dust had settled on it, as if no one had touched it for years. At first glance, it didn't even look like a motorcycle. It looked like a skeleton. Rust had consumed almost the entire body. Its original color had completely disappeared. A thick layer of corrosion covered the metal, as if time itself had slowly eaten it away. The tires were completely cracked, the rubber so weak that even a small amount of pressure could break them. The seat had completely rotted away, its cover torn apart, the foam inside exposed. The headlight was broken, its glass missing, wires hanging loosely outside. It looked like this motorcycle had not seen sunlight in years. Rust had taken control of every part. Every component looked weak and lifeless. Anyone who looked at it would immediately say, "This thing will never run again." Looking at the motorcycle gave the feeling of seeing an old skeleton lying silently in a graveyard and with no sign of life left in it. Even the people standing nearby were laughing at it. One person said, "This is nothing but a pile of metal." Another said, "It is impossible to fix this." Someone else added, "Spending time on this would be a complete waste." Some people didn't even stop to look at it because they believed there was nothing worth seeing. But Lily saw something different. She felt the hidden possibility behind the rust. It was as if the machine was silently calling out, as if its story was not over yet. Lily slowly walked closer to the motorcycle. She gently wiped away the dust covering its surface. As the dust cleared, a small portion of the old metal became visible. That moment was special because at that very moment, Lily made her decision. She would give this motorcycle one more chance. When Lily told the junkyard owner that she wanted to buy this motorcycle, people around her were shocked. They tried to convince her otherwise. "This is scrap. It cannot be repaired. You should just buy a new motorcycle instead." But Lily didn't listen. She trusted herself. She trusted her effort. She bought the broken motorcycle. When the motorcycle was finally delivered to her home, its condition looked even worse under proper lighting. Rust covered every surface. The bolts were completely jammed. The chain would not move at all. The engine was fully locked. It looked as if time had slowly destroyed this machine piece by piece. But Lily had already made up her mind. She would bring this skeleton back to life. She would restore the shine hidden beneath the rust. She knew this was not just a motorcycle, it was a challenge. It was a test, and maybe it was the beginning of a miracle. And this is where the journey truly begins. A journey that would soon prove that impossible things can become possible.
When the motorcycle finally arrived at Lily's home workshop, it looked even worse than before. Under proper lighting, every flaw became more visible. Rust had taken control of almost every surface. The metal looked fragile, as if it could break at any moment. The bolts were completely jammed. The chain refused to move even a single inch. The engine was locked solid, as if it had completely forgotten how to function. Dust and corrosion had built up over the years, slowly eating away every part of the machine. For any professional mechanic, this would have been considered an impossible project. Most people would not even attempt such a restoration, but Lily was not like most people. She didn't see a lost cause. She saw a challenge. She saw an opportunity to prove that patience and dedication can bring anything back to life. Without wasting any time, she slowly began the process. The first step was clear. The motorcycle had to be completely disassembled. Every single component needed to be separated, carefully, patiently, methodically, one bolt at a time, one part at a time. The seat was removed first. As expected, the material had completely deteriorated. The foam inside had hardened and cracked due to age. Next, the fuel tank was detached. The tank's surface was heavily rusted, with patches of corrosion spreading across the metal like scars left by time. Then came the wheels. The tires were completely worn out, dry, fragile, and beyond repair. They had to be removed. The chain was next. It was completely frozen in place. It took time, effort, and precision to loosen it. Even the smallest movement required patience. Slowly, carefully, each component was separated from the frame. The engine was the most difficult part. Many of the engine bolts were severely rusted. Some refused to move at all. Tools slipped. Pressure had to be applied carefully, because forcing anything too hard could permanently damage the structure. At several moments, it seemed like the parts would never come apart, but Lily did not rush. She remained calm, focused, patient. After hours of effort, the entire motorcycle was finally disassembled. Now the machine no longer looked like a motorcycle. It looked like a pile of broken metal pieces, a collection of damaged parts, each one telling the story of years of neglect. But Lily knew.
This was progress, because sometimes things must fall apart before they can be rebuilt stronger. Now came the most challenging stage of the restoration, cleaning. Every single part was covered in thick layers of rust and dirt. Years of neglect had allowed corrosion to deeply settle into the metal surface. Simple wiping would not be enough. A deeper cleaning process was required. Lily prepared a special chemical solution designed to remove rust. Carefully, she applied the chemical onto the metal parts. As soon as the liquid touched the surface, a slow reaction began. The hardened rust started to soften. Layer by layer, the corrosion began loosening its grip on the metal. Using a brush, Lily gently scrubbed each part. With every movement, small flakes of rust began falling away. Underneath, the original metal slowly started to appear again. It was a slow process. A very slow process. Each part required careful attention. Some pieces needed multiple rounds of cleaning. Some areas required deeper treatment. The smell of chemicals filled the workspace, while hours passed quietly. Time seemed to slow down, as Lily focused completely on the task in front of her. Piece by piece, the transformation began. What once looked completely lifeless slowly began showing signs of revival. The metal started regaining its strength. Its texture began to feel smoother. Its surface began reflecting light again. But not every part could be saved. Some components were too damaged, too weak, too worn out. Those parts needed replacement. Lily carefully selected new components that would perfectly match the motorcycle's original structure. A brand new seat was chosen. New lighting components were prepared. Fresh wiring replaced the old broken cables. New tires were selected for better stability and safety. Each replacement part was chosen with precision, because every detail mattered. Once the cleaning process was complete, each restored part was carefully dried, then polished, until the surface began to shine again. The transformation was slowly becoming visible. Parts that once looked useless now looked strong and functional. Now came the most satisfying phase: reassembly. Each part was carefully placed back into position. The frame became the foundation once again. The engine components were reassembled step by step. Each bolt was tightened carefully. Each connection was checked twice. Precision was important, because even the smallest mistake could affect the final performance. The chain was installed again. This time, it moved smoothly, freely, without resistance. The new seat was fixed firmly. The new lighting system was installed. Fresh wiring brought new energy into the structure, slowly, very slowly. The pile of broken metal pieces began transforming back into a motorcycle. The structure became stronger, the shape became clearer, the identity of the machine began returning. The final stage had finally arrived. After hours of repairing, cleaning, replacing, and rebuilding, only one important step was left: painting. Because sometimes, a fresh color is not just about beauty, it is about identity. It is about giving something a completely new presence. The motorcycle stood silently, as if it was waiting for its new life to officially begin. Every surface had been carefully prepared. Every corner had been cleaned and smoothed. Every small imperfection had been corrected. Lily stood there for a moment, looking at the machine she had worked on for so long. Just a short time ago, this same motorcycle looked like nothing more than scrap metal, a lifeless structure, a forgotten object, something the world had already rejected. But now, it was ready to tell a different story. Lily slowly picked up the paint gun. Her focus was absolute. Her hands were steady, because she knew this was the moment when everything would visually transform. As soon as the first layer of paint touched the surface, the change became visible. Instantly, the dull, damaged metal began disappearing under a smooth new coating. The fresh color slowly spread across the body, like new energy flowing through old veins. Stroke by stroke, layer by layer, the motorcycle began to shine. Light reflected differently now. Instead of absorbing darkness, the surface reflected brightness. Where rust once existed, now there was smooth polish. Where damage once dominated, now there was perfection. Where neglect once left scars, now there was beauty. The transformation was no longer hidden. It was visible, clear, undeniable. Every passing moment made the motorcycle look more alive. The new seat added a modern touch. Its design made the motorcycle look comfortable and premium. The new headlight gave the front a bold personality. It looked sharp, stylish, confident. The new tires gave the machine strength, power, balance, stability. Each upgrade added character. Each improvement added presence. Slowly, very slowly, the identity of the motorcycle completely changed. It no longer looked old. It no longer looked weak. It no longer looked forgotten. It looked powerful. It looked proud. It looked ready. No one could believe that this was the same motorcycle that once looked like a skeleton abandoned in silence. No one could imagine that something in such terrible condition could ever look this beautiful again. But the most emotional moment was still waiting, because appearance alone does not define life. True life begins when something starts to function again. When something begins to move again, when something begins to breathe again. Lily stood beside the motorcycle. For a few seconds, she simply looked at it, remembering the journey, remembering the effort, remembering the patience it required. Then, she slowly inserted the key. Her hand paused for a brief moment, because this was the moment of truth. Would the engine respond? Would all the effort succeed? Would the machine accept its second chance? Silence filled the room. Even the smallest sound felt louder. The air felt heavier. Time felt slower. Then, she turned the key. For a brief second, nothing happened. Just silence. A deep breath. Another attempt. Then suddenly, the engine came to life. A powerful sound echoed through the space. Strong, confident, alive. That sound was not just the sound of a machine starting, it was the sound of determination winning. It was the sound of patience succeeding. It was the sound of belief proving itself right. The motorcycle was alive again. The same machine that the world once called useless was now standing strong, running smoothly, shining brightly, ready for the road once again. In that moment, This was no longer just a restoration. It was a transformation story, a story that proves something important. Sometimes, the world gives up on things too quickly. Sometimes, potential hides behind damage. Sometimes, value hides behind rust. Sometimes, strength hides behind broken appearances. Lily did not just repair a motorcycle. She restored hope. She proved that effort matters. She proved that patience matters. She proved that belief matters. Because if the effort is real, even the impossible can become possible. Sometimes, true beauty only appears after something has been broken. Sometimes, the greatest success stories start from the worst conditions. This is not just the story of a motorcycle. This is the story of hope. This is the story of dedication. This is the story of passion. This is the story of believing in possibilities when nobody else does. And maybe this story is also a reminder for all of us. Never judge something too quickly. Never give up too early. Never assume something is finished just because it looks broken. Because miracles often begin exactly where most people stop trying. If this transformation inspired you, make sure you become part of this journey. Support stories that bring forgotten things back to life. Like this video to show your support. Comment below and tell us, would you have believed this motorcycle could look like this again? Subscribe to the channel for more powerful restoration stories, more unbelievable transformations, and more proof that nothing is truly impossible. Because the next incredible comeback story might be even more surprising, and you definitely don't want to miss it. Thank you so much for watching the video. Till the end, I hope you enjoyed this transformation story. In this video, we saw how hard work, patience, and belief can turn even the most damaged thing into something brand new. If you liked this video, please like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing content. How did you like this video? Please share your thoughts in the comment box. Your feedback motivates us to create even better videos for you.